number of Indian stars will be out there competing at London in the Olympics today. Now, Sahana Kumari will be in action in the women's high jump qualifying event. Now, Sahana's event is scheduled to start at around 2 p.m. Indian time. Now, the Indian wrestlers as well finally kicking off their campaign. First in action will be Geeta Phogat in the women's 5 kilogram freestyle, 50 kilogram in fact, freestyle wrestling event. Now, Geeta will take on Canada's Tonya Verbeek-Lin in her first bout, which is scheduled to start at approximately 5:55 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And the final Indian in action today, of course, is Tintu Luka. Tintu will be in action in the women's 800-meter semi-final, looking to book a berth in the final as well. Tintu's event starts at midnight. The Indian wrestling campaign, of course, gets underway today, and starting things off for India will be Geeta Phogat. She is the sole woman wrestler in the Indian contingent. Now, she is, of course, taking part in the 55 kilogram freestyle category and has been given a bye in the first round, but faces a tough assignment in her first match. The Commonwealth Games gold medalist faces Canada's Tonya Verbeek. Verbeek won the silver medal at last year's Wrestling World Championships. If Geeta somehow manages to get past Verbeek, then she faces yet another test that she is likely to run into Ukraine's Lazareva in the next match. Lazareva won bronze at last year's championships, but the Indian contingent is quite hopeful of a medal from Geeta.
With 4 days of action left in the London 2012 Olympic Games, all focus now for the Indian contingent rests on the wrestlers. First up is Geeta Phogat, who will be looking to take inspiration from Mary Kom, who was the only Indian woman boxer in the fray, just like Geeta is the only wrestler in the Indian contingent. With camera person Subodh Saxena, Gaurav Gala in London for Headlines Today.
Now, India's Tintu Luka scraped through to the semi-finals of the women's 800-meter semi-final there. The semi-finals, of course, are finishing a third in her heat in 2 minutes, 1 second and 75 seconds there, in fact. Now, the Indian athlete put in a Herculean effort towards the end of the race to finish third, Tintu finishing just ahead of Malika Akui of Morocco. Now, Tintu will be hopeful of doing better in the semi-finals tonight, creating history by entering the finals, but the task will not be easy for her in the semis. Usain Bolt, meanwhile, cruised into the finals of the 200-meter finals as well. Compatriot Johan Blok also entered the finals, but after a rather close finish for Blake. Now, Bolt moved closer to his second goal at London after he easily moved into the finals of the 200-meter event. He won his semi-final after finishing the race in 20.18 seconds. Just ahead of young South African Anaso Jobodwana. Bolt hardly breaking a sweat as he cantered to victory. The 25-year-old is now, of course, going on course of breaking Carl Lewis's record of 3 golds and 1 silver at Olympics. Twins Johan Blake also, meanwhile, entering the finals. Blake winning his semi-final heat. Blake won the race under bizarre circumstances, though, winning in 20.01 seconds. The 22-year-old seemed to be cruising for a win, only to slow down in the final stretch. He was almost embarrassed as far as the other runners are concerned, because they just couldn't beat him.